That would suggest effort. You see, it's a curious thing that we say falling in love. We don't say rising into love. That would suggest effort, achievement, a sort of conquest. But falling, now that tells you something deeper. There's the sense of the ground giving way beneath you, of losing your balance. And we don't much care for that, do we? The whole business of being a proper, sensible individual is to be in control, upright, watchful, secure. So to fall in love, to truly fall, is in a way to go mad. Not the kind of madness you lock away in asylums, no, but a sort of unreasonableness, a letting go of the usual caution. It is, in a very real sense, a risk, a gamble, because you see, love, real love, is not safe. It does not come with guarantees. It doesn't say, if you love me, I'll behave a certain way. No, it strikes like lightning. You don't know how or why. It just comes. And you are changed. And that change, well, it's a sort of death, isn't it? The death of the ego. The collapse of that little fortress you've been guarding. And that's why people resist it. For life itself is always a risk. Every step you take is taken on faith. You walk, but you do not know that the floor will hold. You speak, but you cannot be sure the words will land. And yet you walk, and you speak, you live, because something in you trusts the process. So too with love. To fall in love is to give yourself over to something you cannot understand, to allow yourself to be touched, moved, and altered. And it's quite mad. But that madness is precisely what makes it sane. To resist it, to say, no, I must remain upright and unaffected, is to deny the most essential part of being alive. For love, like life, is a risk, a gamble. Every step we take, every path we follow, we walk by faith, not by certainty. When you fall in love, you are saying, I am willing to surrender, to give myself up into the unknown. And that is the boldest thing a human being can do. Now let us look more closely at this idea of surrender, because it's central to love. Love is not a matter of control. In fact, it's the very opposite. It is an act of surrender to another person, a giving of oneself completely, without reservation. Not because you're being noble or self-sacrificing, no, but because it's the only thing that can actually work. You see, all the sensible people in the world are busy holding on, watching their step, managing outcomes. And the more they hold on, the tighter they grasp, the less alive they become. But the person in love, they let go. They say, here I am, take me, do as you will. And of course that sounds outrageous.